Did you know that training at home not only improves your baseball skills, but also a ton of other benefits that don't even have to do with baseball? In today's part 3 of at home training, I'm going over the top 4 true benefits of training at home, and they don't have to do with baseball skills. Hey team, welcome to another Bullpen Bulletin with Coach Hart and Building Better Baseball. This is the best place for baseball education. So let's jump into the top 4 true benefits of training at home. And this is part 3 of a 3-part series for at-home training. All right, let's dive into it. All right, so the very first one that I'm going to talk about is you control your own development. And this is probably the most important benefit, the most important thing that you can learn from home training. All right. Now, as I say, this is the most important thing you can ever do as a person, and that's greater than being a baseball player and doing this as a baseball player. This will help you in all areas of life and just your development and growth as a person, as a human being. All right? You control your own development. Don't rely on anybody else to develop for you. No one else can do it for you. It is in your hands what kind of development you want to do and how far you really want to go. All right. And as I say, coaches can provide guidance and steer you in the right direction, but you have to do the work. No one else can do the work for you, right? And like I said, coaches, they can't do it for you. They can provide guidance, tell you what you need to work on and things like that. They can give you drills to do. They can do all of those things as guidance and steer you in the right direction. But it is up to you to control your own development. And when you accept this fact, you will go so much farther than if you don't think that this is a thing and you have to rely on other people to develop you, right? So you control your own development. There is no limit on the amount of work we can do outside of our team practice, right? Our team practices as coaches, we have maybe 2 hours, 2.5, some have less, some have more. It's around 2 hours usually, maybe 2 times a week, maybe once a week. That is a limited time to get to all 12, 13, 11, however many players on the team, right? And you're not always doing skill work too. So it's not always a guarantee that a coach would be able to give you undivided attention, individual attention to help you grow your skills. All right. That is almost your job to do that outside of practices. And the best part is there is no time limit. There is no limit to the amount of work you can do outside of your practice time, right? There's no limit. There is a limit during the 2-hour practices with your team, but outside of that practice, you have tons and tons, unlimited time, unlimited things that you can do to try and develop yourself as a baseball player. All right. And a life lesson with this, you will be good at where you put your time. All right, let me explain. You will be good at where you put your time. Time is the most precious resource, the most precious asset we have as human beings. You can't get it back. Once it's gone, it's gone, right? So use it wisely. If you put your time into video games, right, you're going to be really good at video games. If you put your time into doing math, you're going to be really good at math. If you put your time into reading, you're going to be really good at reading. Same thing goes for baseball. If you put your time into baseball, then you will be good at baseball. So you will be good at where you put your time. And the most important benefit to at-home training is you control your own development. It is in your hands how good you want to be. All right. Number 2, coaches take notice. All right. If you are practicing at home, it will show up on the field. And with that, on the opposite side, if you are not practicing at home, it will show up on the field, right? So if you're practicing at home, if you're putting those swings and those throws and doing the resistance bands and doing all those things for development, coaches will take notice and it will show up on the field, all right? Your coach will notice your improvement, all right? And it will be exponential improvement because the coach only sees what you do during the practice time. He doesn't see everything that goes on outside of practice time. right? So if you have two 2-hour practices a week, let's say Tuesday, Thursday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, he has no idea what you're doing. And if you're putting in that work, it will show up on those Tuesdays, Thursdays, and game days, right? And coaches will take notice, all right? They will take notice. Not only will they see the results of your practice, all right? So the results of your practice, the actual what you're doing on the field, but they will connect that to different aspects of a quality player or a growing player, right? Coachability. You're being coachable because the coach is probably giving you things to do and you're taking it home and you're putting action in. You're doing it at home, right? So you are coachable. He is connecting that to your coachability. Desire. All right. You're wanting to get better. All right. That cannot be taught. These three things that I'm talking about here, they cannot be taught. A coach cannot teach a kid how to be coachable or how to have desire or how to want to get better. That feeling of wanting to get better at something, right? Some kids, they just go out there and they're just out there just to be out there and they don't really want to get better. They don't have that want inside them, right? And coaches will take notice and they will, when they see those results on the field, when your swing is getting better, you're making more contact, your throws are getting more accurate, they will take notice and they will also connect that to these three things that they themselves say, hey, he's getting more coachable, he has more desire, and it looks like he wants to be out here. I didn't teach him that because that can't be taught, right? So coaches will take notice. And one tip, ask your coach for guidance on what you need to work on. All right. And since they see that you're already putting in the work, they will gladly help steer you in the right direction. All right. They see that you are putting in the work, but you maybe need a little guidance because you're not really sure what to work on. I'm sure that they will be happy to tell you different things to work on and how you can work on those things. And they will take the time out of their day or out of their whatever schedule to provide that for you in depth because they know that you are going to go take action on it, that you're going to go do it at home. All right. So a lot of great things can happen from training at home from a coach's perspective. They will take notice. All right. Number 3, strengthen life skills. Strengthen life skills. All right. Practicing at home not only helps you grow your growth as a baseball player, but it fosters good habits that you can use throughout your life. All right. Dedication to improvement. That is something that we as human beings, we strive to be better every day. We strive to get better at things, at whatever thing that we're doing. All right. We want to get better. Right. So dedication to improvement. You are learning that when you're at home training and you're trying to get better at baseball, that is instilling in you a life skill where you are learning how to be dedicated to improving at something, right? And that's something that you can take throughout your life. All right. Goal setting. Goal setting is a huge thing just in life, right? You have to set goals. You have to try and strive to be more, to achieve something, right? Goal setting, you're learning that when you're at home training, when you are maybe not making the best contact off the tee or you're not throwing the ball as accurately as you want to, you set a goal. So I want to hit this target 5 times in a row. That is small goal setting that can grow into something bigger as you get older and as you grow as a human being. Understanding that little improvements add up over time. We live in an Amazon Prime world where things are delivered right away. Everything is instant gratification, instant everything. That is not how skills work. That's not how skills work. You will not be better overnight. You will not go from a 100 average to a 400 average hitting home runs overnight, right? So it's just the understanding of the concept of little improvements every day will add up over time. Where if you take 2 months of the season and you practice something maybe 3 times a week, where you are at the start of the season versus where you will be at the end of the season is leaps and bounds better skill wise. But the reason that you're there, it didn't happen overnight. It happened over 2 months of putting in the work, little improvements every day. And that is something that it's really hard to grasp unless you're actually doing it. And that is a life skill that you can take throughout your life about understanding the process and how long it takes and just little increments every single day. That's a hard thing to grasp for young kids. But you are learning that as you are at home training, putting in the little things. All right. Perseverance. All right, perseverance. Sometimes you don't want to go out and train, or you don't want to do this, or you're struggling with this and you're not seeing any results right away, right? Persevere. Learning that perseverance, just getting out there regardless of how you performed yesterday or anything like that. Anything that you think or you feel is holding you back from going out and at home training, that is perseverance, and that is something that is not, it's not easily acquired throughout your life. So when you are at home training, a life skill that you're learning is perseverance. Ability to respond to adversity. All right, very simple, right? Baseball is a game of failure. You will fail more times than you succeed, and that is adversity. How do you respond when things aren't going the way that you hope? Right? When you're putting in that at-home training for 2 weeks, and then you go out in a game and you go over 3 with 3 strikeouts, right? How do you respond to that? Right? Do you go home and you think about and you reflect on everything and then you try to still get better? Or do you fold in and you almost give up, right? Adversity, ability to respond to adversity. There is adversity your entire life, and the ability to respond and grow from it is a skill that you can use through your whole life. All right. And one quote that I love, is failure will never overtake you if your determination to succeed is strong enough. Failure doesn't exist if your determination to succeed is strong enough. All right. It's literally, failure doesn't exist. If you want to succeed, however badly you want to succeed, failure will never overtake you if your determination to succeed is strong enough. All right, last one. Increase self-confidence. All right, this is the positive upward spiral that you create when you practice at home. All right, part one, you commit. You make a commitment, right? You plan your schedule, you plan your drills and activities, and you commit to sticking with it. That's the first part, right? Right here at the top. You commit. You commit to at-home training. You just make a commitment to yourself that you're going to do that. Part two, that leads to you see yourself improving day after day, and you're seeing results on the field, right? You're seeing results, the fruits of your labor, right, on the field from your at-home training, right? You see the results. So after you commit, you see the results. Part three, you have increased confidence in yourself and your abilities, leading back to part one. All right. So this is the positive upward spiral that we're taking, right? You commit, which leads to you seeing your results on the field. Those results, seeing those results and seeing the fruits of your labor, right? That leads to increased self-confidence, right? You have more confidence in yourself because you see yourself performing on the field. That increased self-confidence will lead to even bigger commitment. That will lead back to committing again, right? But even a stronger commitment because you know it works. You know what you're doing works. And that stronger commitment will lead to more results. And those more results will lead to higher confidence. That higher confidence will lead to a bigger commitment, and so on and so forth it goes, right? That is the positive upward spiral that you take when you start your at-home training, right? And it's just an increase in self-confidence. And that is just something that is not found easily in the game of baseball, especially at youth baseball, because there are a lot of ways that we can almost get down on ourselves for things that happen on the field. But when you do this cycle, when you commit and then you see results and then it increases your confidence and then you make a bigger commitment and then there you go. That is just something powerful that no one can take from you because you're doing it for yourself, right? So this video, part 3, was just trying to cover a lot of different things that happen when you start your at-home training. The first 2 parts were really about the baseball part of this at-home training piece. This third part, I really wanted to drive home the things that happen to you as your growth as a human being when you do the at-home training, because the at-home training is more than just doing little skills at home baseball wise. It's leading to bigger things that grow that you can take throughout your life. All right. So hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you found a valuable nugget in here that you agree with and that you can take and run with. Okay. And if you're a coach, if you want to plan your next practice in the next 10 minutes, I have a free practice plan down in my free youth coaching starter pack linked below. Feel free to grab it if you think it'll be helpful. All right. I made it for you for free. I'm Coach Hart. This is Building Better Baseball, and I'll see you in another video real soon.